Well, it's our last day and we're off the field and we're ready now for the start of our season. I hope you've enjoyed our 10 tips in 10 days. We talked yesterday about planning and preparing, laying out goals and expectations for your players before practices. Now, I want you to think back to when you started playing baseball and your coach would have you standing out in the outfield grass, shagging fly balls while one kid swung the bat 20, 30 times, or you took countless ground balls over and over again. You know how boring that was. I don't care what league your son or daughter's in, whether it's t-ball, if it's a competitive league, it's pony league, it's recreational league. My philosophy is kids strive on competition. And if you can build some games around your drills during practice, I think the interest level of each of those players will be so much higher. And let me just give you a couple of examples. Base running. You have to work on the basics. Remember, one of our tips, we talked about having the kids run through first base. One thing I found is bring a stopwatch out and time them and see how fast they go their first time. Then let them see if they can beat their times over and over. Plus, they like racing against each other. You'd be surprised at how many times you can get a kid to run from home to first base over and over if you're using a stopwatch. It's amazing. But they want to try to break their own times. Second, use those times when you start going over your infield drills. And again, bring out that stopwatch. You'll find that most kids between the ages of 8 to 10 years old can probably get down from home to first base in 4 seconds. So when you're out there hitting ground balls, instead of just hitting ground ball after ground ball after ground ball, time them. Give them some frame of reference as to how long it's going to take them to get a ground ball and make a throw to first base. First couple times they do it, you'll see they're going to take 6, 7 seconds. You stop them and say, hey, wait a minute. When you ran from home to first, it only took you 4. You've got to move faster. Let's charge the ball. Let's come up and make strong throws. All of a sudden, that 7, 6 seconds is going to drop down to 5, 4.5. You're going to see a much bigger improvement. When kids have some competition and they know that they're being judged by what they're doing, they'll have more fun and they'll have more interest. Here's another thing too, batting practice. If you've gone to a Cardinals game, have you ever seen Albert Pujols take 20, 30 swings at one time? No, absolutely not. He goes in, takes a couple of cuts, he comes out, somebody else comes in. You bring in a little kid one at a time and throw them 20, 30 pitches, their arms are going to get tired, they're going to fall into bad habits. I like to bring in a group of 3 or 4 kids at a time. They get 5 pitches, whether they swing at them or not, because you want them to look at good pitches as well. You don't want them to swing at pitches over their heads, so have them take balls, have them swing at the strikes. And then I just have a competition. I have them bunt their first 2 pitches, and I have them keep score. If they bunt the ball in fair territory, they get 2 points. If they at least make contact, they get 1. When they're out there swinging the bat, they get a base hit, you give them 2 extra points. Now the kids that are out in the field catching the ball, if they come up with a clean catch and throw, you give them a bonus point. Have them keep track of their scores, and it just keeps them interested. Again, it's more competition, things to keep their mind involved, and they're not just standing out there kicking the dirt around or picking up dandelions. So those are just a few of my tips. We'll have more of them on the website, Missourinet.com. And of course, any feedback that you have, any tips that you have that work well at your practices, feel free to email me, and I'll have that on our site as well. Again, I hope you've enjoyed our 10 tips in 10 days. It's been a lot of fun for me, and I've enjoyed your feedback. And hopefully we'll do this again soon.